Okay, okay, guys, I'm back. With this live stream, of course. Yeah. Um. Yeah, my laptop's a dick, but hey, at least my phone's working. I hope you guys will be are here. Hello, Dino Toys review. Um, what the fuck? Why the hell did he leave? Hello. Okay. Oh, hello.
Hey again.
Hello again.
Hey again. Yep.
Anyways, what are you saying?
Okay, so I going back to Samurai Jack, I was talking about how it is essentially the Akira Kurosawa films, more specifically the Jidaigeki films in animated form combined with cyberpunk and combined with thriller and action and historical dramas in the mix. And
Yeah.
I would even argue that Samurai Jack was not only a very ambitious Cartoon Network show, but also one of Gendy Tartakovsky's most ambitious projects that he's done.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a big
Oh, hi,
success back.
Dino.
Hello, Dino Toys review. It was a
Hey,
big it's a big success back in the day.
no doubt about it.
I wonder if they're going to do another Samurai Jack, but I probably doubt it.
I think, I think, given the fact that season 5 was the final season, I think they just want to move on. I mean, look at Gendy and Primal.
Yeah. And a lot of people thought that season 2 was going
Oh,
to
I think
was
Dino Toys Review has a bit of an issue because he says that he can't hear us that well.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Um what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, and people thought that season 2 of Primal was going to be the final season. No. Season 3, no. I knew that season 2 was not the final season. I knew there was going to be a season 3. In my opinion, I think that Primal is like the maybe who knows, maybe it is like a prequel version of Samurai Jack because of the this devil looking fella who looks like Aku a little bit, just like with the horns and shit. Like maybe
Mhm.
he's the ancestor of Aku.
Fair enough.
But again, who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of see Primal being the spiritual successor of Samurai Jack because where Samurai Jack in its original 4 seasons was rather bloodless, it was still intense with its story. and it it really did challenge a lot of viewers' perceptions as to what animation can do.
Yeah, like and yeah, like Jenny Kartagovsky's animation is very awesome.
Well, I think he also has a really great team working behind him, so there's that.
Yeah, which makes logical sense, really.
But also, it kind of shows how far he can go with experimenting with the medium of animation. Like I said, going from Dexter's Laboratory to working on some episodes of the Powerpuff Girls to Samurai Jack and even to Primal, that's no easy feat.
Yeah, no, it's not.
And Gendy Tartakovsky definitely treated us, the viewers, with abundant respect. And that's something that I've also admired about Gendy Tartakovsky.
Except for that, there were some couple of episodes that Primal and Samurai Jack that some fans do not like. But then again, you're gonna have some fans here and there that just like criticize on each episode or whatever.
Ashikasaku, teach one's own.
Yeah. Oh, did he do Foster's Home Imaginary Friends?
That was Craig McCracken.
Oh, okay.
Craig McCracken and Lauren Faust with certain episodes. But Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends is another show that I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with. There were some
I
stinkers.
I used to like that show like back in the day, but looking at it now, it's so garbage. Like Blue is like so annoying, and he's so like a like I wouldn't say that he's like a dictator, but like he's like very bossy towards like the other characters and stuff.
Yeah, Blue. There are times that I found myself not liking Blue at all, and there were occasions where I thought that he was such a jerk towards Mac. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if Blue is Mac's imaginary friend, why on earth does he have occasions where he's acting like a total dick towards him? But I can kind of understand why. Mac is considerate, he's kind, and he's a very altruistic boy who's also smart for his age, despite him being an 8-year-old kid. Blue, on the other hand, he's obnoxious, he's loud, he's he has the tendency to be inconsiderate of other people's feelings. So I can kind of understand that dichotomy as to what made the bond between Mac and Blue work.
Yeah. If anything, I actually like is Regular Show. Well, that was like a
Yeah.
2010 series. Regular Show was actually a good show, but it was okay much
Mm.
later on. But I actually liked Regular Show a little bit.
Yeah, regular show to me, I think this was really a show that I loved probably a little bit way more than Adventure Time. But there are things about regular show that made me think this could have been an Adult Swim show. Like,
Yeah,
seriously, it probably could have been an Adult Swim show for all I know, because there are some postmodern, surreal elements to regular show that I found rather fascinating and fun. You can kind of compare a regular show with Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and you'll probably see some of the comparisons. The surreal humor, the over the top situations that the characters get themselves into, and just the overall weirdness and zaniness of it all.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Oh, there was also a TV show that's kind of based off a regular show. It's by the same animator guy. I forget his name.
AD Quintel.
Yeah. I think that's the one.
Interestingly enough, regular show was supposed to be more for adults, so I could see why this show also had an appeal to teenagers.
Yeah, I kind of felt like almost for teens, almost. Same with Adventure Time too.
Oh yes, definitely. I mean, that was around the time when I was still in that oh, anime is so much better than Western animation phase, although I still loved Avatar The Last Airbender, and I was just so jaded with what was going on with Cartoon Network back in 2009 and late 2008. You know,
Yeah.
the whole cancellation of the first incarnation of Toonami and then seeing Real coming along and me being a lot more excited to watch Adult Swim than regular Cartoon Network. I mean, it's still trending to this day. I mean, it almost seems like Adult Swim is has been slowly taking over Cartoon Network.
Yeah. And now
It's
they're the
starting
same
at a much earlier block.
and now they're the same company, or they've been the same company.
Oh yeah.
I know that Dragon Ball um Dragon Ball is also like Dragon Ball Super, the dub is on Adult Swim.
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I did enjoy Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid. Go figure.
Yeah.
I still like Goku to this day. I mean, I still love the high octane action, even though it's mostly consisting of karate and kung fu. Nevertheless, I do think that the problem that I have with Dragon Ball Z is that a lot of the characters tend to be selfish meatheads.
Well, in Dragon Ball Super, Goku's more selfish. It
Yeah.
seems like, for example, like he in the Tournament of Power, he wanted to rely on characters to be in the Tournament of Power because if not, Universe 7, where he's from, is doomed.
Mhm.
So yeah, Goku's like bit is like more of a dumbass in Super, but in Dragon Ball Z and OG Dragon Ball and even GT, Goku's like bit of a smarter character.
Yeah, he does have his goofy moments and he can be a simpleton,
Yeah,
but
but
I could see where
Super,
the charm is coming from.
he's like really of a dumbass, like really stupid.
Yeah. I think that's why I love and respect Yu Yu Hakusho a lot more because at least the characters grow and mature.
Yeah,
I mean, I that's why I love Yusuke Urameshi because how he grows and matures is that he starts off as this punk kid and then but it's also because he feels like the adults have failed him and that's why he lashes out and rebels.
yeah. You're talking about Yu Yu Hakusho. I thought you were talking about the other show that you like. Uh,
Inuyasha.
yeah, Uyasha.
Oh, Inuyasha. Well, that one I have a strong love-hate relationship with the show. I mean, I first caught it when I was an 11-year-old boy. I remember being totally excited to see Inuyasha in his full yokai form or full demon form, complete with the red eyes and the purple stripes on his cheeks. That was the moment where I was completely hooked at first. But I think as I watched a lot more episodes of the show, and of course, considering that the show was created by Rumiko Takahashi, there were there were so many elements about it that I do not like about Inuyasha. First of all, the beads of subjugation. that's essentially those are essentially collars for Inuyasha so that he could be controlled by Kagome. I get that the beads were supposed to be used for protection, but they're just used as nothing more than a shock collar, just so that Kagome could control him. And that's why I had a lot. And of course, this leads to my second point, the fan base. Most of Inuyasha's fans are, I'm pretty sure a lot of them are girls, let alone let alone a lot of teenagers. And when I criticize what Kagome does to Inuyasha and say that, she deserves as much pain as she's giving him, and even worse, they immediately like to assume, and even some of the alpha male wannabes on Twitter, they like to assume that I hate women. And they just like to put words into my mouth because I hate to say this. They're stupid and they just like to drink a lot of that woke Kool-Aid and they just don't know any better and think that
Well,
Kagome is
Kool-Aid.
this awesome goddess.
Yeah.
Now, if you think Kagome is the problem, wait until I get to Inuyasha's quote unquote friends, Miroku, Sango, and Shippo.
But
Miroku
then
and Sango,
again, but then again, I
yeah.
don't know too much about Uyasha, so don't quote me on that.
It's okay, really. I was just stating some of the things I don't like about Inuyasha. But some people
Yeah.
think, oh, if you don't like it, why watch it? Well, because there's still a good show underneath it. There's still characters that I enjoy. I still enjoy Inuyasha to this day. I still enjoy Sashomaru.
Yeah, it's like the
They two
same
have been my
thing.
favorite characters.
It's like the same thing with Dragon Ball Super. Like Dragon Ball Super, I may not like it, but it has some good moments here and there. Like for
Yeah,
example, Goku Black. I mean, yes, Goku Black's not the perfect villain, but he is a really good villain by his own right. Um,
exactly.
Another thing too is that some speeches that the characters make, I really like that. Um, I also like the movies, like the Broly movie that just came out in 2018, and the new
Wow.
Dragon Ball superhero movie. That was also a really good movie as well. So therefore, I am not hating Dragon Ball Super that much. Super has
Right.
problems, don't get me wrong, but it's 50-50, just like
Yeah.
you with Yu Yu Yasha.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of the fantards and toxic fans think that just because I hate Kagome, that automatically means that I hate women. That's not the case. And a lot of them like to place Kagome on a high pedestal against, Sarah's Victoria, Faye Valentine, and many other anime female anime characters that I like. I got myself into such a Twitter spat with this brat known as Mars What's Her Face, and she was trying to drag the other aforementioned heroines through the mud and place Kagome on a higher pedestal.
Uh,
Yeah, and some people, I mean, when I said that Kagome is such a sociopath for repairing the beads of subjugation just so that she can control Inuyasha, and I think she deserves a lot worse physically. Some of her fantards say that I'm just being mean and disgusting. And I'm thinking to myself, I hate to say this, but abuse is abuse. What Kagome was doing in the anime and in the movies is abuse. You
yeah,
can't, people might say it's slapstick. I get it. But here's my golden rule when it comes to slapstick, it has to be that both parties are affected. Why do you think Tom and Jerry works, right?
I have no idea.
You know what? My opinion about Tom and Jerry using slapstick effectively is that both characters have the brunt of each other. E- Every time Tom messes with Jerry, Jerry messes him back.
Yeah.
See? You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Whereas Inuyasha, it seems like Kagome has to be in the right all the time and constantly punishes him like the petulant bitch that she is by constantly sitting him with the beads of subjugation. I never found those funny. I never found those funny. And the worst part is Miroku, the pervert monk, Sango, the demon slayer, and Shippo, the kitsune, they pretty much enable her. And I know that a lot of people, I know I could hear a lot of the fantards screaming in the comments section saying, that's not true, that's not true. Listen here, folks. I speak the truth. I know what I see. And I also have friends who do not like Kagome, who do not like Miroku, who do not like Sango, and who do not like Shippo. Heck, I even know people who do not like even Koga, for example. In his debut episode, do you know what he did?
What?
The wolf demon Koga did. He, after he took back a shard of the Shikon jewel from a robber, he ordered his wolves to feast on whoever. So that means his wolves end up massacring a village and even killed an innocent girl named Rin
Oh shit.
before Rin ended up being resurrected by Sesshomaru's Benseiga, which is the sword of life.
Yeah.
And you know what else happens to Koga? He doesn't he doesn't really pay for what he's done. It seems like he's a karma Houdini. And if you ask me, I think he deserved a much worse punishment. And this is also where I lead up to Ayame, because she is an anime only character. I found it really a joke when Ayame was deigned to be Koga's love interest. And there's just really nothing between them. There's just nothing. It's just it's just a plot element to make Koga a little bit more likable and for him to have a love interest. But I still feel very bad for Ayame. There was nothing between Koga and Ayame. And Koga, the worst thing about Koga is that he's all talk and barely any action. And I'm not sorry for saying that.
Yeah. Oh, what are your thoughts on Naruto?
Naruto. Okay. I remember tolerating it when I was a teenager, but with every rewatch, I almost felt myself going out of the loop with that anime.
Because I think that my older brother and I, he was in 6th grade and I was in 3rd grade. We used to
Mhm.
watch Naruto together, but then when he stopped, I stopped. But then, like in 2010, I became like the Dragon Ball fan. But then when I was in
Mhm.
high school, there was like a lot of people debating on, oh, who's stronger than who, Goku or Naruto, and stuff like that. And I tried to give the actual facts, and a lot of people made actual videos on Goku versus Naruto. And there's some Naruto fans that still deny it that Naruto would beat Dragon Ball characters. And like, okay, if you're into power scaling, then go for it. But Dragon Ball characters have always been planetary buster characters. Naruto characters are not in that spectrum. They're not.
Yeah, Naruto. Oh, of course they may be ninja by name, but they're more like mages and
Yeah.
action.
Yeah. So Dragon Ball characters are significantly powerful, even in OG Dragon Ball, you know? And I try to give the actual facts as possible. And there's also some interviews saying that, oh, this character is strong as a Saiyan Saga tier level character. I'm like, do you have any actual facts to
Mhm.
back that up? Do you have
Yeah,
any facts?
exactly.
Yeah. Like, are you into power scaling?
Not always. I mean,
Okay.
I do try to base I do try to base my judgment on how well the character is in combat, as well as how the character deals with situations. And I know I keep going back to Inuyasha because while that anime had a significant part in my growth from youth to adolescence to adulthood, in my current adult years, I have learned to accept the problems that the anime had, which a lot of stupid fantards couldn't and just chose to just turn a blind eye to it or just think that I'm just being mean and misogynistic, if you know what I mean, especially when it comes to Kagome.
Yeah.
But the point I want to drive home is there were characters in Inuyasha who deserved better. I mean, every time I watch Ayame, even though she appeared in episode 83, episode 84, episode 102 in the original series, and the final episode in Inuyasha, the final act, and well, even though I thank my lucky stars that I didn't even watch it that much, Yashahime, she deserved better because Koga, you know what happened to him after Inuyasha, the final act, episode 8, even after he acquired the Goraishi, which are these claw-like weapons they acquired from the Wolf Guardian. You know what happened to Koga? He didn't take advantage of Goraishi, and Naraku, the main villain, took out his remaining jewel shards, and Koga just ended up he just gave up. He gave up on his duties as a wolf warrior, and he just gave up. He just gave up his duty,
Uh,
and then he ends up being rewarded by marrying Ayame. What a joke! What a big joke! And it just goes to show me that that's why I hate Koga. That's why I freaking hate him because the only reason why there are people who like him is because he's just this handsome pretty boy. But I hate him because he's a karma Houdini who got away with murder. I hate him because he's all talk and barely any action. Even after Kagra like eliminated his tribe and tried to swear that he was going to take or avenge their deaths. He failed to do so in Inuyasha, the final act, episode 8. And he's not even that much of a warrior at all. I mean, sure, the only reason why he fights so well is because of the shards in his legs and in his arms. He never really took advantage of his own strength. And at the end of the day, Koga, the pitiful excuse of a wolf demon warrior, is a loser. And I know, like I said, there are going to be some Inuyasha fans coming in the comment section saying, "How dare you speak that about Koga?" But trust me, trust me. If you watch Inuyasha and you see how Koga acts and how he tries to talk big, especially in front of Inuyasha, you'll definitely realize that there's just some things about him that I truly despise.
yeah. I was just wondering.
Yep. Wondering what?
No, about character development or something.
Yeah. But I will also argue that the best arc in Inuyasha that I could safely recommend you is the Band of Seven arc. I feel as where it gets really, really good, save for one moment in episode 109 where I was so pissed off. I mean, during Inuyasha's fight with Suikotsu, Kagome tells Inuyasha to take care of Kikyo. But once Kagome sees Kikyo and Inuyasha talking, Kagome gets all mopey. Inuyasha wonders why. Miroku tells Inuyasha that he can't bother Kagome, but Inuyasha is just troubled. And once he tries to confront her about it, Kagome snaps. And you know what Kagome does? She sits him for 20 times. And that was that one moment where I absolutely despised her. Like, really, really despised her to the point where if I had it my way, I would have jumped into the screen and gave her a whole bunch of roundhouse kicks to her head, like straight punches to her body, and just mutilate her. And my gosh, when I said my opinion about that scene, you cannot believe the harsh words that I received from Twitter. Some people said that I hated women, which is not true.
You told me.
And excuse me?
You told me about that. Oh, someone told you that. Oh, you hate women and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And so there were some people who said that it's just anime, get over it. And some people think that I was just being a misogynist. Well, I always like to ask I always like to ask this, and I'm pretty sure that Bennett the Sage also stated this. If the roles were reversed, would you think that it would be that funny if the guy also did the same thing Kagome did to the girl? It wouldn't be. So there is no and he of course Bennett the Sage also made a parallel to Kagome sitting Inuyasha to the scene in Raging Bull where there's, even though I didn't really watch the movie, but there is that scene where the main character is complaining to his wife Vicky that his steak was overcooked and he almost wants to beat her up. So clearly, a lot of these idiots think that Kagome sitting Inuyasha is just haha, it's so funny. But to me, it was never funny. And that's why I hate Kagome. I hate Kagome because she is a petulant, selfish, abusive, and self entitled person who thinks that the world revolves around her. I don't hate her because that she quote unquote stole Inuyasha from me. I don't hate her because he never got all along with Ayame. I hate her because of how she treats him. And apparently, a lot of the stupid Twitter fantards think that I'm just being or complaining about it like some 10-year-old boy. And like I said, people on Twitter can be extremely stupid.
Oh boy, yeah, that's how I quit Twitter because there's some knuckleheads out there.
There are a lot of toxic fans, and there's a good reason why I kept my Twitter private. And did you know what happened with the whole Jason David Frank thing?
Hello, Tony Montana.
Hi, Tony.
Anyways, what?
Did you know what happened with the whole Jason David Frank thing?
No.
Well, did you know that he passed away back on November 19, 2022?
No.
Power Range. Yeah,
Oh,
Jason
the
David
Power
Frank.
Ranger fella.
Yes.
Yeah, him.
My skepticism got the best of me because you know how it is when it comes to celebrity death hoaxes, right?
No.
Let me trace you back to somewhere in the 2000s where a certain show called Blue's Clues,
Oh yeah,
um,
yeah,
the whole Steve Burns
yeah.
death hoax thing. Um, I almost thought this was going to happen to Jason David Frank as well. At first, my heart and skepticism believed that this was a hoax. And then came a whole bunch of hardcore JDF fans saying, "How dare you say that?" And even what I heard from, Fabio and his whole experience with Jason David Frank and all the not so nice things that JDF did, a lot of the JDF fans just got all in my case. There were some fans that said, "Oh, Jason David Frank's death is gonna be remembered. This guy's is just gonna be in complete silence." It just shows you right there. you got decent fans, and then you got fans who are just plain mean.
Yeah.
Because I was just skeptical about it. So the last straw was fine. You don't want to listen? I'm just gonna place it on private. And they said that I was gonna regret saying all those things, that it was a hoax. It was a hoax. Because let's face it, I was still rather triggered by the whole like the whole death hoax that happened to Steve Burns. Happened I thought it happened to Jason David Frank, but apparently it came true.
I heard that Steve, the Steve fella, is still alive.
Yeah, Steve Burns is still alive and kicking.
Yeah.
But Jason David Frank, I was shocked, appalled, and really upset to know that he passed away, because I like his work as Tommy Oliver. I like his contributions to the martial arts. I like everything that he offered, and I enjoyed it. Even when I was rewatching Power Rangers barely 2 years ago, I learned to really appreciate him on a much deeper level. There's a reason why he was a long-staying member of the Power Rangers franchise. I mean, his whole Tommy's character arc, from the anti-heroic Green Ranger to the full-on heroic White Ranger to the leader Red Ranger in Zeo and the first half of Turbo to the mentor figure as the Black Ranger in Dino Thunder. Name
Yeah.
any other character who has managed to approach that level of epicness and that odyssey and legacy that Tommy Oliver left.
I don't know.
Yeah. Nobody came close to what Jason David Frank accomplished as Tommy Oliver. Yeah, you could argue that Jason Lee Scott came close in terms of, the impact he left, especially as the first Red Ranger, and of course as the new Gold Ranger after he had after Trey of Triforia transferred his powers to Jason Lee Scott in Zeo. But Tommy Oliver was definitely somebody else. And to know that Jason David Frank passed away, even though this is already 7 months old, was unfair. It was
Oh,
extremely unfair.
so you're a fan of Power Rangers, right?
Yep.
Is it true that the Red Ranger always says, "Oh, it's about to get wild"?
Not always. Not all. It's not. It's not always the case. But what I do know about Red Rangers is that they're usually the leader. Well, they're usually the hero types. They're usually the heroic types.
Okay,
But
because
in the second to third seasons of the Power Rangers, after Austin St. John left because of the contention that he, Walter Manuel Jones, and Tuitrang had with Saban, Steve Cardenas took over as the Red Ranger, Rocky, the new Red Ranger, and he was like the rookie Red Ranger.
okay,
So
because
there you go.
I have a problem because there's a friend of mine who repeats himself over and over and over again. He says, "Oh, it's about to get wild," and he shows off his Jurassic Park toys while he's eating his food or something. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, dude, grow the fuck up. Stop
Right.
repeating that shit over and over and over again. I was trying to ask him, can you, like, it's getting old. Can you do something else different? He's very sensitive. I don't know why he's like that,
Uh-huh.
but
Fair
it's
enough.
whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. It's about to get wild. I mean, maybe it might have been mentioned in like the promos, but I don't know about the actual show. All I know is the morphin calls, Mighty Morphin, from Mighty Morphin to Alien Rangers to Zeo. It's Morphin time. Um, Turbo, shift into Turbo, in space, let's rocket, Lost Galaxy, Go Galactic, Lightspeed Rescue, Time Force, which, mind you, I watched 40 episodes, all 40 episodes, 4 times in a row. Time Force, Wild Force, Wild Access.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could go on and on with that, but you get my drift. But out of all the Power Rangers seasons, I always will argue that Time Force is number one.
Yeah.
I mean, In Space was the franchise savior. I cannot question that. I cannot challenge that. But Time Force is number one for a reason. It's able to be a lot more mature with its storyline. It was able to challenge its characters a lot more. It was able to put characters in compromisingly tough situations. And there were a lot more nuanced antagonists. And the finale was also just as epic.
Yeah. I think I saw them. I don't know, but I think they're pretty good. Tony Montana, like they're very good. Those JR figures. I know that the Ouranosaurus figures are pretty cool.
Never touched the toys, but I figured that if I had been more into the Mighty Morphin stuff, I would have also collected my fair share of Power Rangers toys. I mean,
Oh,
I think
I'm a huge like figure collector.
cool.
Yeah, I like to collect figures. I'm actually like since I'm done with the Jurassic World franchise, I'm actually trying to sell some of my figures.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but I do have like a lot of scientifically accurate figures and Godzilla figures, some Dragon Ball figures, well, mostly Super Saiyan 4.
Super Saiyan 4 is my most favorite form of Super Saiyans.
Yeah, me too. And
There's
the reason
something
why,
animalistic about
yes,
it.
that's why that it's animalistic. That's why I love to collect Super Saiyan 4 so much. And since I'm a fan of animals, it makes sense. Not to
Yeah.
mention the Ozaru, the great ape. I actually have a Vegeta figure, like a great ape Vegeta figure of it as well.
Mhm.
So yeah. Oh, Calvin the Carnotaurus. I haven't seen you in a while. Probably I'm just
Hey,
up,
Cal.
up a collection reference working on dinosaurs.
Perhaps he can join us if
Yeah,
he wants to.
you can join the live stream too, Calvin the Carnotaurus. I will put
Yeah.
it in the live chat. Yeah, I know that we're gonna talk about a lot of dino shit too. I know that you're not into dinos, well, prehistory that much, but yeah.
After all, when you think about Mighty Morphin and Dino Thunder, there is a clear connection. Not only in the dinosaur theme, but also involvement of Tommy Oliver.
Yeah.
And of course, Dino
I'm
Charge.
not into Power Rangers, but yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the new forms like Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue?
I've never gotten into the most recent forms. What I do know and what I keep telling myself, what I keep saying is that Super Saiyan 4 is the number one favorite of mine. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but
Actually, a lot of
it
fans
is.
like the form. A lot of fans love the form. That's why most fans like GT is because of Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon Ball GT, I have a very tough relationship with it.
You know,
The
GT
whole rehash of Goku being turned back into a kid was just lame.
GT's not that bad. If you watch the Japanese anime, if you
Mm,
watch the Japanese, of course, you can understand why the story is better. But if you're watching the dub version, the GT dub is so terrible.
hmm
Yeah, even OG Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball Z dub is terrible. Many
Mm,
fans like it. That's why like I prefer Dragon Ball Kai in the Dragon Ball Z Kai better
hey,
than
Calvin.
yeah. Hey Calvin,
Hello.
better better than Dragon Ball Z in my opinion. And some fans don't like Kai either, but Kai is more accurate than the OG
Yeah.
Dragon Ball
The
Z.
only thing I wish Kai could have done was just have more improved animation, because the fact that you'd still use the stills, the stills from the older anime is just lazy.
That's true, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I think Kai could have been different if they had updated. Yeah, the only time that they ever updated the animation was really for the opening and ending
Yeah,
song.
yeah, they did.
That is just lazy. That is just very effing lazy, if you ask me.
Yeah,
But I get it. I get it. Tight budget. Um, it's not easy to work in anime in Japan, especially with all the tight budget costs and all that in
yeah,
between animation
yeah.
and all of the work that goes behind it.
Come here, boy.
Cut Corn
Lucky,
is
come here.
like the Titan sub crew.
Yeah. Oh, I don't. I was actually watching a little bit of uh, Attack on Titans, but
Mm.
I find it. I don't know. I'm not really
I watched a bit of Attack on Titan.
just
Also
about
does take a little bit of time to really invest myself in the story.
giant kaiju muscle creatures that eat people.
Yep.
What it's about. Yeah. Oh.
It's also a tale about survival of the fittest, as
Yeah.
far as I know.
Yeah.
I love the first opening as well.
Not to change the subject.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to talk to Calvin the Carnotaurus. Do you think that we'll ever find an Alamosaurus in Hell Creek Formation?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I was just wondering because I don't know. There's something that Alamosaurus should. I don't know
Mm.
because Alamosaurus doesn't really hasn't been talked about that much.
Mm.
It's on Prehistoric Planet and other couple of documentaries, but yeah.
I remember someone commenting on my bloody Allosaurus video saying that they reckon that Allosaurus is on the rise in popularity.
Yeah, it is a little bit, but not by much. But a lot of people like to talk about Dreadnoughtus now because of Prehistoric Planet.
Mm.
The
And I
Dreadnought-
actually did met the guy who found Dreadnoughtus, named Dr. Kenneth.
Right.
Yeah, it's suggesting that it's 65 tons. That's a big animal.
Gosh.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's like the size of 9 T-Rexes and a herd of elephants.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
Chunky boy.
yeah. It's not bigger than Argentinosaurus. At least we don't know, but at least that for now, Argentinosaurus is still the largest land animal to ever walk the earth.
Hmm.
Unless if you
We'll
count,
have to wait and see.
this sauropod that starts with AM. I forget the name, but they're saying that like,
Amphicilius.
yes, that thing. Yeah, apparently I heard that someone stole the fossils, and it's nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, the fossils disintegrated, but
Oh.
someone later did a revision based on the illustrations of said fossils and worked out it's a new genus called Marapunosaurus.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
I always thought that someone stole the fossils and then gave it to some billionaire or whatever. But
According to one of the books I have, if I remember correctly, Marapunosaurus weighs about 70 metric tons, whilst Argentinosaurus is 75. So they're pretty
Oh,
close in
fascinating.
size.
oh, so that means that Argentinosaurus is still the largest.
Yeah. The only one they listed off being bigger was Brachiosaurus at 95 metric tons. However, dubious animal and could possibly have just been a fossilized tree stump or a mixture of different animals put together.
That's weird.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know that there's
According
also
to them,
I know there's a sauropod in Australia. I forget the name of the species. Like, it's still large, but it's not the largest of the sauropod species.
Australotitan.
Yes, that one. Yes, that one. Yeah, that's your dinosaur.
Correctly, the largest estimates put out about 38 metric tons.
Oh, so that's small for a sauropod.
I still wouldn't want to mess with it. It's 38 metric tons.
I mean, yeah. Don't get me wrong. It's still a big animal, but not like Brachiosaurus level or whatever.
Or even Stegosaurus.
Stegosaurus is not a sauropod.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And it lived with Australornithinator, right?
I believe they're found in the same formation, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hmm.
Yeah, if anything, like in my version of Walking with Dinosaurs, I could also use that sauropod as a reference to the documentary as well. Like, I actually had like my ideas in my head on my version of Walking with Dinosaurs, even though that I'm not an artist, but it is what it is.
Hmm.
Yeah, I made a video on I actually deleted on I'm sick and done with the debate on theropods on theropods having lips or not.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just done with it. What are your thoughts on that, Kelvin the Carnotaurus?
Well, we'll have to wait and see what new evidence has turned up.
I just hope to wait and see a mummy, but apparently paleo nurses, there's never gonna be a mummy. Mummies don't have soft tissue or stuff. Well, technically, yes, they do. There are some mummies that do have tissue, so you don't know if they have tissue or not. That's all I'm saying, really.
Personally,
It's
the
like
main
with-
debate I'm done with is the
What?
Personally, the main debate I'm done with on dinosaurs is the size debate.
Yeah. It's like with feathers and versus scaly skin. I'm just done with it, too.
Well, like I remember reading one of my books, Dinosaurs, How They Lived and Evolved by Darren Nation, Paul M. Barrett. The reality is that all sorts of different authors apply different amounts of fat, muscle tissue, and everything else, and numbers are just going to vary so much from author to author.
Wow.
Heck, I remember one guy, what's his name? Dan Folks, I think it is. He put out a blog post, I think in May this year. No, just checked April. And he said, with all the estimates of dinosaurs he put in there, that estimates vary from author to author, and it doesn't matter which one's bigger or more accurate or whatever, because the reality is we're never going to know the true weight. But people are still going to hold up his blog post as meaning that Giganotosaurus was even in weight with Scotty, so by the looks of it, he might as well have never have said that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, until we find a complete Giganotosaurus specimen. Yeah.
Or even then, we're still not going to know which one's bigger. Or at least on average, just
fascinating.
the specimens we do have.
Yeah, because they're saying that, well, who's the average size Rex? A lot of people say, not Scotty, Stan is, Sue is, Black Beauty probably. Well, then again, Black Beauty's kind of small for a Rex, I heard. So, yeah. Like,
Really,
I don't
for me,
know.
it seems more or less like, for me, it's like the lion versus tiger debate. It's going to rage on forever.
Oh, yeah, trust me. I had a lot of lion and tiger.
Not just lion and tiger, but also leopard versus cheetah, or let alone leopard versus cheetah versus jaguar. If you want to go
Well,
leopard
that,
versus just jaguar versus panther.
well,
If you
yeah,
want to go
well, the
there.
lion and tiger.
Grizzly bear versus gorilla.
Oh, that
Woo!
and polar bear versus grizzly as well.
Yeah, polar versus grizzly. That's a popular one.
Yeah,
Whereas
that,
with gorilla versus orangutan, I think that's more of a that's more reasonable.
yeah. Oh, and
Saltwater crocodile versus
also,
American alligator.
yeah, and
Oh, yeah.
also chimpanzee versus gorilla, which I was actually
Ooh.
trying to correct people that there's no way that chimps cannot mess around with a gorilla.
Oh gosh, chimps. Oh my
There's-
gosh. Good luck with them trying to out strengthen a gorilla.
Well, because
Not
after
gonna
all,
turn out well.
if a chimpanzee, I'm not a chimpanzee, if a gorilla is 8 times more powerful than a human, if we're doing the math, I think gorilla is like 4 times more powerful than a chimp. I don't know.
Mhm.
Then
Yep.
again, not in the math category, but I'm doing my very best. So yeah,
And
then again,
it just seems like there ends up being some. It just
Yeah,
seems
and
like
then
there are some comparisons that just take off.
yeah, and then again, also with Dragon Ball community, you got Super Saiyan 4 versus Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan 4 versus Super Saiyan God, GT versus Super, all this shit.
Yeah. If you want to go to the Inuyasha
And then
fandom,
if-
it's always this whole debate of Kagome versus Kikyo, which, spoiler alert, Inukag was canon, but I don't really care about Inukag because I don't like how Kagome treats Inuyasha.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I also don't like a lot of the fan base who think that Inuyasha being paired with someone else other than Kikyo or Kagome is not worth it. That's why I chose to be Inuyasha. I'm proud of it. I don't care what that idiot Princess Anastasia 434 thinks because she chose to be in La La Land. And a lot of the stupid fantards choose to be in La La Land as well.
Yeah. Also, a lot of power scaling community with Godzilla. Like, people are saying that, oh, which is the strongest Godzilla ever, and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Earth, hands down.
Hands down, what?
Earth, Godzilla Earth.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Well, obviously, Earth Godzilla is the most powerful Godzilla, but I'm not counting that thing because
Yep.
he's like planet size. So, but I'm specifically talking about Heisei, Final Wars, and Legendary. You know, those are the ones that people are arguing the shit out of.
Mm.
Also,
Try
I feel
having
like
a
it would
go
be
at like
legendary.
Street Fighter communities.
Wait, what did you say,
Who's like
Calvin?
the most powerful? Sorry.
I feel like it would have been legendary Godzilla that's the strongest.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I remember, I remember watching something saying that with the Heisei era Godzilla, they ended up making a bit more of a ranged focused version because they thought that audiences would have been sick of all the goofy close range battles of the Showa era, so they decided to go with much more ranged focused ones. Meanwhile, you notice that legendary is sort of a combination of both close range brawler and ranged attack.
Yeah. And then again, I think that he gets stronger every time he fights or when he gets older. Then again, that's just me though. But what I heard is that he gets stronger, Legendary Godzilla.
Also, I think he's like 66% larger than Heisei.
Yeah, but then
Mm.
again, I mean, Heisei Godzilla has fought larger monsters than himself too, like Biolante and what's his face, like Space Godzilla and Destroya. But then again, he lost with Destroya, so the military killed him.
Interesting. Anyways, what I would have wanted to say is that there's also tons of debates when it comes to fighting, such as Street Fighter and Tekken. Or if you look beyond Street Fighter versus Tekken, there's always this constant debate about Guile versus Zangief from Street Fighter, or who's that? Heihachi versus Kazuya from Tekken, or Heihachi versus Jin, also from Tekken. So sometimes a lot of these can either be reasonable and others can be a bit loopy.
Yeah,
I get
Yeah,
it.
well,
I
I
know.
love one. I love
I'm sorry,
one
what?
animal fight comparison I came across. One animal fight comparison I came across of Asian water monitor versus Komodo dragon. So we have not even a 20 kilo monitor versus something that's easily known to get up around 70.
Right.
Well,
So what do you
all
mean?
Yes, that sounds like a
Think of
fair
that,
fight.
Dino.
yeah. Well, we know who would really win, the Komodo, because it's larger.
I know. What do you make of that? Dino?
His mic's muted, I believe.
I think that
Yeah.
there's something technical difficulties with him, so yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello? Oh
Dino?
well.
Oh,
Hello.
Dino.
Oh,
Oh no, his mic's unmuted.
Need something? Do you need something?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you need something? I can
No.
help.
No.
I can help it. Really?
What are you talking about?
What was it? Do you want to say something?
Oh, what the hell was I saying?
I'm sorry because I can't even hear you on the mic because I was trying to fix it and yeah, it worked.
Oh, okay. Anyways, what am I saying? Oh, another thing also is DVD releases. Like they're saying that, oh, which has the best release on which movie or anime or whatever and stuff. It's like, it's a fucking DVD release. Like, who gives a shit?
Right.
Sometimes it just gets extremely pitiful.
Yeah, I mean, with Dragon Ball
Exactly.
releases, like with Dragon Ball releases, there's like lots of problems with releases, but it is what it is. I'm here to enjoy to watch the show. Like, I don't care about the orange bricks being blurry and stuff. I'm used to that shit, even though they're not perfect. But who cares?
It's also about marketing, you know.
True. But Funimation.
I also remember.
But Funimation's like one of the worst
Yeah.
companies ever. What I heard.
Yeah.
When
True
they do
story.
when they do their DVD release sets.
Yeah. True story. One of my biggest dreams when I was a young teenager was to work for Funimation as a voice actor. But after realizing everything that Funimation has been doing, such as the malpractices and the whole Vic Mignogna scandal, mostly because Monreal and Jamie Markey just chose to put the whole sexual allegations on him, And
Yeah,
look what they've done to his career.
yeah,
Pretty
they're
much destroyed
yeah.
it.
Funimation are a bunch of dicks at times.
Yeah, that's why these days I'm so glad to avoid them like the plague. I mean, I know that there are also actors and actresses on there, but at the same time, I just can't help but realize that these type of people who I try to look up to as role models, a good number of them have just turned their back on being humane and they've just become petulant creatures.
Same applied with
Monica
paleontology.
Rial.
Same applied with
Yeah, excuse
paleontology
me?
too. Paleontology too.
Yeah.
There's also drama there too, like Jack
Oh.
Horner and stuff.
Yeah.
When we started with him.
You don't know which anime studio or anime dubbing licensing company is actually a lot better than Funimation will ever be? Bang Zoom Entertainment.
Ouch. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I mean, it's the gospel truth. There are actually companies out there that are much better than Funimation will ever be, like Bang Zoom Entertainment being one of them. What else?
Ouch.
Yeah, basically anything from LA. You're better off. I mean, honestly, I'm better off listening to a lot of the LA based voice actors for anime rather than the ones in Texas.
Yeah.
Like, no offense to Greg Ayers or Lucy Christian or Alexis Tipton, but Funimation has been in hot water with the whole Vic Mignogna scandal. I mean,
Yeah,
like I said,
I heard about that when Broly
Like I
the
said.
Broly film came out.
yeah, like I said, Monica Rialki were single-handedly responsible for that mess. Hello, Masaton. But like I said, I don't really forgive Jamie Markey and Monica Rial for screwing Vic Mignogna over. I really don't forgive them. They've single-handedly destroyed a veteran voice actor's career.
Yeah.
And Vic Mignogna has been in the industry since late 80s, early 90s.
I think
At this rate,
2000.
he has acquired a lot of experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he has a really wide
What am I trying to say? Oh, the Jurassic franchise as well. There's a lot of like
repertoire.
drama there too, like with Colin Trevorrow and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
like there's also a lot of problems like dealing with like Jurassic World, Camp Cretaceous and stuff. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Trying to think.
You know, I also feel kind of bad for a lot of the people who are still working in Funimation. I mean, the ones who are not total crackheads, you know. I could name names, but either I'll be here all day or I might misjudge some of them.
Yeah, let's not mention names then.
Yeah, of course not. I mean, but then again, Funimation's just a cesspool altogether.
Yeah. Do you think that not to change the subject or anything, do you think that cryptids are alive still, Calvin the Carnotaurus?
Depends on which ones you're talking about for me. Stuff like Bigfoot, I think that can be explained away. Meanwhile, ones like the Australian big cats, I've been researching myself recently. Reading the books Savage Shadow, The Search for the Australian Cougar, and Australian big cats and a natural history of panthers. Personally, I'm starting to get to the point where I believe the Australian big cat theory.
I heard that there's
Wow.
also the British Black Panther or something that's around in Britain, of course. There's also
Yeah, that's the
like
most famous case.
there's also the Chupacabra. I don't know if you agree with that or not.
Yeti in
The
the
Loch Ness
abominable
monster.
snowman
with
in
the
Nepal.
People think that
Yeah, there's quite a
Megalodon's
few cryptids.
people think that Megalodon's a cryptid because people think that it exists or something. No, it's not a
It's okay.
cryptid.
They have a source to back up their conclusion. The Meg book series by Steve Alton.
Wow.
He made
Yeah,
a
but-
story saying Megalodon could live in the trench, so therefore it must live in the trench.
Yeah, but it would suffer. It would suffer.
All right.
Like the waters were much much warmer. So if it was alive today, it would suffer and it would die.
Hmm.
It'd just be said there like, God, please give me the sweet release of death.
Yeah, not to mention killer whales. It's implied that an article I just read that the killer whales may have wiped it out from the brink of extinction.
Gosh.
And now they're attacking boats. They're here to
Yeah,
let
well-
us know they're the ultimate predator.
I heard that it's implied that they're attacking boats because they think that they think that it's a whale or something, which would make sense because they do attack humpback whales.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Listen, you
Imagine
guys.
that. They expect.
Listen, you guys. It's already 2:24 a.m. here, and I've been kind of knackered as of late. So
All right.
I just need to kind of turn in right now. I know that I don't mean to cut my appearance this short, but I hope you guys have fun.
All right. All right.
Cool.
See you
It's
later.
been fun
See ya.
really chatting with you guys. It was fun also getting to know you a lot more, Ty. And I hope we could do this again. Hopefully
Yeah.
more early.
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, killer whale.
Then,
So yeah, killer whales. Yeah, it's implied that killer whales. They think that the boat thinks that it's a whale or something, which would make sense.
Imagine that. They expect to ram into this mass of flesh, and next minute, dong, this bell-like sound rings out across the ocean.
Yeah.
Hey, that's not blubber.
Yeah. But at least that they don't attack people in the wild. Because there's never been reports on them. Because I heard that they're very shy, but some of them are very nice towards people. Well, I wouldn't say that they're nice. They're just curious.
I just keep thinking back to one seeing of one attacking a handler in SeaWorld.
Yeah, well, that's because the animal was very stressed, so that's why that it was targeting the trainer. And they also theorized that when it killed this one girl, they think that her ponytail looks like a fish or something. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's whatever. What do you say?
I was just sat back like, hang on, ponytail mistaken for a fish?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard in the documentary, but it's whatever. Do you think that you'll ever do a rant video on Animal Face Off?
Been thinking about it, but we'll see.
Because there's a lot of inaccuracy documentary. Well, a lot of accuracy-ness of that documentary series. Like,
Oh, I just thought you were talking random videos on YouTube.
no, I'm talking about like the documentary series.
Animal Face Off.
Yeah, you never heard of it? It was on Animal Planet like years ago back then. It's about like
Hang
basically
on, I'll look it up.
yeah, it's just basically about CGI like animals that are fighting each other to the death on who would win on top if they ever fought to the death or something.
Gorilla versus leopard. Well, as far as I know, that's only going one way. Lion versus tiger. Holy fuck. Croc versus great white. Oh, so now I know why these are so popular.
Yeah. Those were the
Hippo
awesome
versus bull shark.
yeah. Jaguar versus anaconda. What's so funny?
Nothing.
Oh. I thought like you were
Alligator
like,
versus black bear.
yeah. Spoiler alert, Black Bear won the fight.
Bear versus tiger. I think people underrate bears too much.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be the fight can go either way between a tiger and a grizzly. But like I'm not being a tiger fanboy or anything, even though I'm a lion fan.
And then of course you get even the stupider and stupider comparisons. I mean, I love one thing. What's that one YouTuber? Creature Challenge. He did a video saying of how he did a video saying gorillas aren't as strong as people make them out to be. Yeah, I'm still gonna compare them to all these animals people keep comparing them to because they think that a lion is easily one-shotted by a gorilla. So therefore, as you can see, I am big brain.
Yeah. Yeah. Like gorillas are strong, but they're not the strongest. Not even close. Well, not even close. Like it's basically like it's like before Jurassic Fight Club happened. And look how that shit
the precursor to even worse bullshit.
Yeah. Like it would have been a lot better if like some of the animals just ran off to fight another day.
Yeah, personally, I'm just interested in doing a video on, can't remember it, Torvosaurus versus Saurophaganax. That's the latest fight comparison I've been interested in doing.
Yeah.
I feel like Torvosaurus is the winner.
Really? Because I always think
isn't it much more robust, and they reckon it's got a better bite?
Well, I mean, it's suggesting that Saurophaganax is like taller, but I mean, I don't know because there's a lot of people that say lots of things. Even Mega Top Tens or Mega Dinosaurs, whatever you want to call him, he even made a video about that too. But it is what it is. And even he puts he even puts Saurophaganax to be stronger than T-Rex or something. That's just
Normal day on the
ridiculous.
internet.
What?
Normal day on the internet.
Yeah. Like,
You get some ridiculous stuff here and there.
yeah. Oh, I didn't see that one, Tony Montana, but I will look it up on the Pentaceratops. What I want someone should do is do scientifically accurate Tyrannosaurus versus Jurassic Park T-Rex. That would be better. But then again, I mean, there's going to be lots of fans that will rip my face off and say that, oh, Jurassic Park T-Rex is stronger. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. What time is it where you're from?
10 o'clock a.m.
Oh, shit. It's, well, here it's like 8:33 where I'm from.
Okay.
Well, because I was just wondering because like I thought that like in Australia, I thought like you guys are like in the daytime now, but we guys here are like at night or something. But no, it's kind of similar ish. Except for that you have a further time than where I'm from, of course. Do you have Path of Titans?
No.
It's a cool game. You should try it.
I used to play this.
Yeah.
Mario, it's a fairly bare bones game at the moment, isn't it?
It's all right, but I mean, I don't usually play online because apparently people online are big dicks because I got killed a lot, but it is how it is. A lot of people think that it's a ripoff of The Isle or something, even though I never played The Isle before. But I would love to play.
I remember watching something where they said that it seems pretty much whenever some new video game about dinosaurs surviving comes out, it's a ripoff of The Isle.
Yeah, I heard that they're doing another dinosaur video game that's sort of the ripoff of The Isle and Path of Titans, but we'll have to see.
We shall see.
Yeah. How you been doing this week? I'm okay. It's just I had a couple of fights on Facebook. Well, yeah, Facebook and YouTube about lips versus lipless, and to be honest, I'm just done with it. I'm just fucking done. Like, and instead of bitching, why can't we just be friends? As I always say, why can't we be friends? Why can't we, But no.
I have a story. Can I tell you?
Sure.
Look, that one time I tell my little sister um, about the Ankylosaurus. It's related to turtles, and she says, "Really?" And I said, "Nah, just kidding. It's a different relative."
I mean, as a kid, I used to think that ankylosaurs are related to turtles, but no, they're not even close. I used to think that stegosaurs are related to sauropods, but no, it's not even close either. Maybe they shared a common ancestor, like millions and millions of years back, but they splitted. But I don't know.
Yeah, she's kind of surprised.
Yeah. But anyways, I'll see you guys later, and I hope to do this live stream, of course, on Friday. Well, next Friday, of course. And you guys take care and have a nice day.
All
Okay.
right then. Goodbye.
Bye.
So long.